This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. Today's Tuesday, which means we are doing a top 5 list, and today's list was very much inspired by one of my loyal subscribers. You often see him in the comments and around this parish. He's called Dave Lewis, and he asked me about how to play. He sent me an email. He asked me about how to play that big stretchy riff that forms the Police's Every Breath You Take. And that made me kind of think about, well, it sort of made me think in terms of, I should do a video on riffs that people find awkward to play. And I thought, well, let's do a top 5 list on that. So that's what we're doing today. So what we're going to talk about today is, as I say, 5 riffs, including Every Breath You Take, that people either get wrong or find awkward to play or have difficulty with in some way or other. So let's get straight to it now, beginning with
Every Breath You Take.
Yeah, this is one that catches a lot of people out, mainly because people try and play it as a chord sequence, where you're playing chord shapes and therefore all of the notes are trying to ring into each other. When in reality, that's not what's happening. This is a riff. It's based around chord shapes, but it's still just a riff. So this first chord shape here is an A add 9, like that. But I'm not playing it like that. I'm playing this. All of the notes are palm muted, and you're just going like that. No big stretch there, just between this note and this note. No big stretch there. And then, so the most I'm having to stretch really is from the 6th fret up to the 9th fret. But the one that the part of this riff that really catches people out is this second chord here, this F sharp minor add 9, which is a beast of a chord. If you were playing it as a chord, but as you saw in that little demonstration there, that's not what I'm doing. I'm going, I'll play this note, then play this, and then reach over to here. So that's as far as I'm stretching at the moment, between the 4th and 6th fret. Then step back here for this A note, and then over to here. So like that. You only need to stretch if you're kind of trying to play all of the notes ringing into each other, and that's not what we're doing here. So that's how I would play that one. Next.
This bloke's most famous riff.
Yeah, now this one is a little bit tricky because I can't play the riff for copyright reasons. I've got to try and sort of convey it in some other way. So I'm going to play the notes, but I'm going to really mess with the phrasing a little bit. So we're going to be starting up at the 12th fret on the D note on the D string, then shoot up an octave to the 15th fret on the B string, and then we're going to play the A and G at the 14th and 12th on the G string, and then I'm going to play the G on the 15th on the top E string, come back to the A note there at the 14th on the G string, and then the F sharp 14th on the 1st string, and then back to the A note there on the G string. Now, there are internet forums full of quite some ill-natured debate in many cases about where do you use a downstroke and where do you use an upstroke on this, and you're playing it wrong because you're playing a downstroke when you should be playing an upstroke, and all this kind of stuff. And I mean, does it matter What matters is how do you play it easily, and the way I play it is with hybrid picking. I'm using the pick here for this note, then I'm using the third finger on my right hand for this note, then back to the pick for these two notes, use the hybrid thing, the third finger here for this, and then pick, and then finger, then pick. Beg your pardon, last note was wrong there. And that's as close as I'm going to play to the actual riff. But that sort of hybrid picking method really seems to work well when I'm playing that riff. I used to gig this in a band many moons ago, and that's how I played it then. It just seemed natural to play it that way, and that's how I learned it, and that's how I've always played it since. Next.
I feel fine.
Yeah, this one is quite tricky. There is a little cheat that you can do to play it, which is, and then just move that that shape down to the C, and then down to the G. But as I was saying with that that every breath you take thing earlier, with that you don't want the notes to ring into each other. With this one you kind of do a little bit, so you've got to play it as a chord shape. So there's the basic shape there, so I'm playing like a regular kind of bar chord shape like this, taking an E shape and barring it up at the 10th fret to give us a D chord. And you've got to be able to do that pull off like that, like I just haven't done there, like that. So if you've got any issues with your barring finger, that, you know, you'll get that rather than like that. There we go. If you've got any issues with your barring finger, that might reveal it, and then like that, and then it's not too bad up there at the 10th fret. It's okay here at the then we're grabbing the third string there. It does get a little bit of a stretch down here, like that, but it's doable. I mean, it's no more of a stretch than doing your standard kind of Chuck Berry kind of thing. It's just the same number of frets that you're spanning. But as I say, you can do that way. Maybe you can do the that version up there and then come down that version once you get onto the wider frets down here. You can finesse it in a number of ways, but to play it authentically you need to kind of keep the chord shape on. Next.
Don't fear the Reaper.
Yeah, this one took me a while to work out because it's you know, it's deceptively tricky, you know, or it sounds easy but it can sound tricky. Anyway, a lot of people kind of struggle with this. You know, you see people kind of just strumming the chords, or maybe like that, but it's all you're doing is you're playing this little A5 chord shape here, and then come off to the open G string, and it's that note which kind of bleeds over into the next chord and keeps on kind of sustaining it throughout all of the chords we're doing, that makes it just that little bit difficult to hear what's going on. But this is genuinely what I think it is. See, there's that note again, and then that, and then back to this again. So we're playing like an F, we're playing like the bottom half of a G chord here, and then coming to this F power chord here, but we're adding the D note and on the D string and the open G string. So what would that make? That would be an F6 sus2 chord, I guess. But that is, I think pretty much the authentic way to play that one. Next.
Rocking all over the world.
Yes, a little bit of status quo for you now. Every covers band I've ever seen always plays Rocking All Over the World wrong, because they miss out some of the chords, basically. It's on the and I like it, I like it bit. Let me move that microphone out the way so you can see me hands. It's on that part of the song where, people are kind of usually playing. Oops. Yeah, as I say, people play it wrong, including me there. But there are a couple of extra chords that crop up in there. Not on every one of these choruses, but on, say from the second half of the song onwards. What we've got is we start on the kind of C kind of boogie thing. Then we have, I think probably the guitar just keeps on doing that, but the bass goes up to an E, so it becomes like a first inversion C chord. Then we go up to the F chord. And here's the main chord. Everyone misses out this F sharp diminished. So you get... And it's just that kind of... that ascending kind of climbing tension that really, I think, makes that part of the song work. And it's also, kind of the chord sequence that underpins, that kind of instrumental part at the end. So yeah, that's another one that people often don't get quite right, and I thought I'd include it in this list. So there you go. Now you know what to do. Go away and have some fun with them. So there you have it. Now, needless to say, I've tabbed all of those riffs out, and in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, and all of those tabs, plus that explanation you've just seen there, is all up on my Patreon page. There's the address, and the link is in the description. As I'm sure you know by now, $3 or £2.50 a month gets you access to all of these additional goodies that go along with these YouTube videos. A massive thank you to each and every one of you who support me in that or any of the other ways, all of which are linked down in the description. And that is pretty much it for today, folks. Hope you've enjoyed the video and found it useful and informative and hopefully entertaining in some small way. And if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not drop me a like as well while you're at it. Don't forget the live stream every Friday, 5 PM UK time, where we drink beer and talk about music and guitars. Great way to kick off the weekend. I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.